Hi everybody, I'm Jack Jinseki, and joining me today is DJFira.
Hello.
So do you go by DJ or Fira?
I go either or. I know there's a lot of DJs out there, but oftentimes I go by Fira.
So Fira, what kind of content do you like to make?
I like to make comfy, chaotic content. I'm not sure how else to describe it because it is just random things that come to mind, whether it be something that's trending or it's something new that I find that's really, really cool and I just want to share with people.
So what made you want to become a VTuber?
I think a lot of my friends a lot of my friends are VTubers, and I streamed for like about 4 years with my webcam on. But all of a sudden, it's like I had a lot of VTuber friends. Like, I want to get art with them. And for some reason, in the back of my brain, I kept thinking that a lot of artists, and I'm very positive there's a lot of artists out there that would disagree with this statement that's going to be coming out soon. But for some reason, hello, goodbye phone. Um, I kept thinking that artists would not want to make art of a VTuber as well as a flesh tuber person at the same time. It's like they don't take selfies, we need references. And I was like, I'm not sure what references I got, but you know what? Maybe I should get an OC and have something that represents me and have a reference sheet. That way I can get art with my friends.
So what was your process in designing your OC?
In all honesty, I kept thinking of things that I was passionate about, things I have been called in the past, and trying to incorporate things that represent my values. So, a lot of people can definitely see the Wonderland aspect or Alice in Wonderland aspect with a lot of the blues and stuff, some of the card aspects as well, with the ears.
Hey,
I've been called a rabbit like many, many times in my life, especially being born near the rabbit. So they're like, I'm very sure you're just a rabbit incarnate. Words are hard.
so do you do a lot of collaborations with other VTubers?
I do. And I like doing collaborations, whether with new people or friends. I have one of my besties who is JVT. He's the one who's also helped me a lot in the VTuber realm as well. Um,
Nice.
he has been a rock, essentially, one of my best friends throughout this entire process. And at a drop of a hat, because I know we have very similar games, if we ever wanted to invite each other and just have like, oh my god, it's the collab, done. It's happening. There's no question about it. You're just being kidnapped.
So what was the first anime you ever watched, and what drew you to it?
I would say the first anime I've ever watched was Fairy Tail. I watched Fairy Tail because it was this long, long series to me. I had no idea what One Piece was, and I was like, not really that interested with pirates, but it seems interesting. But I saw Fairy Tail as something that was unique and it drew me in. I saw the first episode, I was like, yes, I'm gonna watch this. And actually, what drew me to it was not because of the manga. It was because of after finishing the entirety of the Tokyo Mew Mew series as a manga.
So you discovered manga before you discovered anime.
Yes.
See, that's funny because I'm used to kind of hearing it about it in the backwards way because they watch the anime first and then they go in and then they get more in depth and then the manga kind of follows that. It's kind of funny how
Mm,
that happens.
yeah.
So what's the next anime you intend to watch?
mm. Let's see. There's a whole lot of them that have been coming out. One of my favorite things to do is go on to like giant manga websites and stuff, go through and read whether it's good or trashy. Regardless, I love reading them, and I would predict whether or not they would be turning into an anime. And I just make this giant list. I have definitely predicted like Reincarnated as a Slime becoming an anime before it was announced becoming an anime. I have predicted um Jobless Reincarnation at becoming an anime. I've kept reading all of these different mangas or manhwas that turn into anime. Solo Leveling was one that I was like, yes, this has to turn into an anime. Turn into an anime, and it just kept going on with this giant list. And then now they also jumped into webtoon series where it's like, oh, this should have been turned into an anime. Then people jumped in on it, turning a lot of webtoon series into animes. Like, okay, now I have more to add to that list.
Wow. I didn't know they were turning webtoon series into anime.
Yeah, Tower of God was one of them, and I was like, okay, they're gonna keep going. They gotta keep going.
So, do you have a favorite adaptation? Like you read the manga and then they turned it into an anime, and you were like, they stuck remarkably close to the source material for this.
I would say True Beauty.
Hmm.
True Beauty is this webtoon series of this girl who was very, very much teased for not being able to do makeup well. And she put all of her effort into makeup, and then it turns into a giant rom-com, you know, being
Hmm.
followed between over two guys and stuff. But it was very, very much stuck to the source material. And they not only animated it with the original language it was set for, which was Korean,
Mm-hmm.
but they also did like a live adaptation of True Beauty, and it was actually showed on Netflix, which I was like, oh my goodness, okay,
Wow.
Netflix gonna do all of this.
Netflix doesn't always have the best content, but every once in a while they hit the mark.
Mm-hmm. They
Uh,
stuck very true to the source material.
nice. So, uh, your ideal stream, who are you inviting? And it can be anyone.
Without social anxiety,
Without social anxiety, no restrictions.
no restrictions. I would have to say, um, Iron Mouse, Shy Lily, and goodness gracious, who else? Oh, and of course my bestie Jafe.
Of course. So, so you play some video games. What do you look for in a video game?
In a video game. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Let's see. It's gonna have to be one of either two or three things.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, it has to have very appealing lore. If you have me investigate the lore through the game aspect, that is already props to you. That is something I'm gonna be deep diving this game on, is on my watch list. If not, I'm already playing it.
Nice.
Second thing is it mindless or is it scratching the back of the brain? Is it scratching the scratch it needs to be scratched for those who have the ADHD? They gotta have that zoomies. Does the brain zoomies get scratched properly?
uh, so, what games are you looking forward to?
Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm so excited for Monster Hunter Wilds so much because they are bringing back monsters from previous Monster Hunter series and stuff, and it's very, very, very highly anticipated because how much I fell in love with Monster Hunter World, which is I highly recommend to those who have never played the Monster Hunter series. This is a great introduction to a whole lot of various series. I don't recommend Rise. I never liked it while playing it because it didn't feel um, as open. They try to say it's open world, but it's felt very much a very controlled map versus a little bit more open ended map.
Open world is very very finicky. You have to balance a lot of things correctly to make it feel like there's stuff to do. Uh, so, what are your goals for your channel?
Hmm, I definitely think the goals of my channel has changed over the years. Uh, Quite recently with the full-time job that I started doing, because before I was doing content creation for a full-time job,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to see what else I could do in the meanwhile because I realized I had a lot of time on my hands, and I ended up doing what I do as a full-time job, which I work with online casinos, which is
Oh wow.
interesting. That brings into some of the inspiration to my VTuber model, because I like the card aspects and stuff. There's a lot of things that I like doing. I used to, yes, I was a dealer in the beginning, but now I am a trainer. I train people how to deal card games.
Really? So do
Hmm.
you? Just out of curiosity, are you able to do any card mechanic kind of stuff?
With the model, no,
Oh well, not with
but
the mod, but but is this like a? Do you have anything? You're wait. I'm confused. Are you showing people how to deal in real life, or are you doing it online?
in real life, in real
Okay.
life, like all the technical details of like how do you pull a
Mm.
card from a shoe, or what is a shoe, not the shoe that puts on your feet, but the shoe that holds the cards and stuff.
Huh.
How do you pull it out? How do you place it? How do you pass over? What hand does what? It's like very, very specific details and very specific of what you can do, what you cannot do.
That's interesting because I know literally nothing about gambling. I've never been inside a casino in my entire life. So I.
I recommend don't start.
Oh well, yeah. I don't intend to. Because I
Games are
just.
fun as long as you don't put too much money on the line.
Yeah. Um. So who is your favorite VTuber and why?
Definitely Iron Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I have watched Iron Mouse throughout the entirety of, actually, pre-pandemic, as well as seeing the progress of watching her grow the channel, seeing V Shoujo coming out of the woodworks. I watched the entire journey of it, and I've been in admiration of it. I've seen the ups and downs, people who have hated, people who have fell in love with the entire journey of it. I love the transparency and honesty, while also trying to be professional, because things were growing a lot bigger and faster. And then also watching the friendship grow between Sea Dog and Iron Mouse as well. It is truly, truly admirable, and has definitely grown to respect a lot of the different aspects, including just being in the sphere of the VTuber sphere and content creation sphere. Learning and growing along with it has definitely brought a lot of respect and admiration.
Is she the biggest streamer on Twitch yet?
Oh, she has definitely broken the record
Hmm.
for the most subscribed. She is the most subscribed channel on Twitch, to my
Wow,
knowledge.
that's incredible. Uh, so, what advice would you give to someone who wants to be an entertainer?
Take your time. Take your time. There is no rush. Don't try to put the expectations of all the things that you see online, especially when you go on Twitter and see like a lot of people almost have like almost instant success and stuff like that, because it's really difficult to, I guess, balance a lot of things. If you're gonna go full deep in with like head first, you're gonna have like sudden success. You have a whole lot of people, but you're also still learning along the way. It's really difficult when you don't have the skills beforehand
Mm-hmm.
to try to interact with such a large audience all at once. It's okay for it to take its time. It's okay for it to be a little slow. Have patience and learn the little things, and learn from whatever has happened that did not work, and make it into a strength of what will work.
Nobody starts out an expert.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to move into what I refer to as the non sequitur questions. A little bit
Oh,
more,
fuck yeah.
a little bit more on the random side. Uh, which do you prefer, Elvis or the Beatles?
I love Elvis. I love Elvis. Oh my gosh, I love Elvis.
He's a very
All
interesting
the romance
guy.
songs. Give
Yeah.
me all the romance songs in the world. I will sing them, and I know it'll be Elvis.
Okay, you're on a boat with friends. Which artist are you listening to?
Oh, that's a hard one. Friends. Both Friends. Uh, oh, damn, that is actually kind of hard.
Do you want me to come back
Spotify,
to
help
it?
me. Like, Spotify, help me. Uh, what?
Do you want me to come back to it, to that one?
I think personally it'd be Otto. But then I think we'll also like come to an agreement later, and then we'll probably say like the entire series of Epic the Musical.
Nice. Has a movie ever made you cry?
Yes, very much so. I think the first movie I cried to was Hunger Games,
Mm-hmm.
the Mockingbird one,
Mm-hmm.
and watching Rue pass away because she got shot by
Yeah.
an arrow. And I distinctly remember I finished reading the book and I watched the movie and I just started crying as soon as the song started playing. I was like, "Are you kidding me? No!" But I cried for another reason at the end of the movie. I was like, "No, that's disrespectful. Like, you did not make the connection to how it was in the book."
Oh man, I was working a movie theater when those movies came out. It was craziness. uh, let's see. Your friends just dropped in to play video games. What are you playing?
Team Fight Tactics or ARAM for League of Legends
Hmm.
or Dead by Daylight.
Hmm. Uh, chess or poker?
I gotta go with my favorite, poker.
Nice. There you go. It fits. It's on theme. It's on theme.
It really is. I love dealing poker. It's the excitement, the suspension, just the it's like the weird tension, but also it's like that little minor tension that was like holds excitement, and you're jittery. It's like, come on, show me the result, give it to me. This is so nice.
So, which do you prefer, home cooked meal or restaurant?
It depends, honestly. Are you a good cook? If you're a shit cook, give me a restaurant any day.
You're hungry and the only place to eat is a gas station. What do you get?
Oh, I only have a gas station? Oh god. It depends what kind of gas station we're talking about. If it's the one back from like California,
Hmm.
I think I would get a smoothie from the Frail machine,
Hmm.
and
Uh,
then pair that with like a bag of actually not a bag. They've been actually updating a lot with like cup of noodles and ramen and stuff. So might as well go for a nice ramen.
hmm. Yeah, I don't have any of those gas stations around me. No, me here. Your choices are chips or Slim Jims. Uh,
I don't
oh,
think I've ever had a Slim Jim.
they're not bad. Uh,
Hmm.
I wouldn't eat them every day, but they're kind of they're like a spiced tang. It's almost got a weird tanginess to it. It's very difficult to describe, but it's not bad.
Oh.
So, you're at the mall. What do you make a beeline for?
Squishmallow store.
Oh, Squishmallow. Oh, yep. Okay.
I have been forbidden to go to a mall by myself.
Mm-hmm.
After the hard way of my partner discovery, I have about 200 pounds. We waited apparently about 200 pounds of plushies in my room, so I'm not allowed to get any more.
Oh boy. Yeah, I won't lie to you. I have a soft spot for stuffed animals myself. I like the most realistic looking ones though. I want it to look like, I can talk to it almost.
Oh, give me texture any day. Whether it be the inside that is fluffy or has like the beans inside of it, or the texture on the outside is like really soft or fluffy or something like that. It's just texture for me.
Nice. So, what's the funniest prank you've ever pulled?
I'm not sure what would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely made someone feel bad, but they deserved it.
Well, that's fine.
But essentially they broke one of my favorite things. And I was like, you know what, you'll never know. And the next day, they came up to me and I made it look like I was crying over something so horrendous, so horrible. And I was almost looking like I was on the verge of sobbing and then glaring at them, and they felt so bad. I was like, what did I do? I'm so sorry, what did I do? And they looked like they were gonna just be on their knees. And I was like, and that's what you get for breaking my favorite thing. And like, oh, you bitch. I was like, haha, but you love me.
Have you ever been in a fight?
Uh, fist fight?
Yeah.
No. I want to say no to my memory.
Okay.
I remember being slapped,
Ooh.
but I don't remember hitting back.
Ah. You find $20 in the street. What do you buy with it?
Stock.
Oh, you're a stock trader.
I will invest in my future.
So can we get any stock tips?
Scatter between the high stock loads and the low stock loads. For example, the best way and the best advice I've ever heard was go to like a Costco or a store
Mm-hmm.
and watch what. And apologies how this sounds, but what old white lady will make a beeline for in the store. And see the frequencies of how much they get it. If it's just like one time thing, it's like, okay, nah. But if it's like every single time you notice that they will constantly pick this stuff up, maybe look into the company that owns whatever product that they keep buying. Or seeing like whether something has never been on sale. Maybe it's not on sale for a goddamn reason.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. I never would have thought to do that. Because I
You
mean
could also invest in stores where you see how many people frequent. For example, you can invest in Costco.
Yeah.
Considering the fact of how many people go to Costco, it's like, oh, maybe I should get some stock there. It's not always the most popular products that will always be the best to go for. It's also like think of some of the basic necessities. For example, GE, General Electric.
Yep.
It will always be there because how much everything needs to be done with it. So you'll always like invest a little bit into General Electric.
Nice. So, is there a food you've always been curious to try but never have?
What have I not tried? I've tried bear. I tried alligator. I
Wow.
tried guinea pig. Delicacy over Papua New Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried horse.
What
I've
at the
tried
rate?
lizard. Tried snake. What have I not tried?
Did you try horse at the racetrack?
No, no, no. There was this barbecue that my father took me to. I forget whether it was in Japan or Korea,
Mm-hmm.
but got to try it over there, and I was like, nope, never again. I cried. I can officially say I've tried horse, but did I like it? No.
I'm from New England, and I went to there's a big fair called the Big E Fair in Massachusetts, and I went there this year, and I tried a burger, or no, yeah, a burger that had like rattlesnake and elk or something else in that. And all I could think while I was eating it was, I have no idea what's actually in this. Cause how would you know? You don't know what rattlesnake tastes like unless you saw it being made.
Oh my gosh, right. And also the fact that snakes do not hold that much meat.
Yeah. Ooh.
They don't have that much meat. Uh, I guess the thing that I would say that I would. Uh, you got me thinking about food. I have a sandwich right next to me. God damn it. Uh, Curious to try? Fuck, man. Whenever I say curious to try is just something that I've always like seen from a menu, but I've always just instincts to have to try and try first thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to think of something that I haven't tried because I'm like, all right, let's go in balls deep, boys. We're trying it today.
Well, that's okay. Why don't we just say, how about something unusual that you would love to have again? How about that?
Bear steak.
Bear steak.
Bear steak is absolutely fucking delicious when it's prepared and cooked properly. It's tender, it's delicious, it melts in your mouth. As long as the silver skin is not on it, it is so good.
I've literally never heard of anyone having bear steak before ever. That's hardcore right there.
It is so good. And it's not like it's like, oh, we're just gonna go out hunting for bears. It's just these are ethically like maintaining um population,
Yeah.
and it's not like over hunting or anything like that.
Yeah.
These are people who have the licenses where it's like they understand of the limitations of how much they can hunt for, and it's like okay, and you can just have it constantly, and I completely understand that. It's like no, please do not overhunt the bears. We need them for the ecosystem.
And we need them to model the animals, the stuffed animals after.
Yes, very much so.
God, that's like the future dystopia. You show a kid a teddy bear, he's like, "What's that?"
A terrifying predator that you can't really deal with.
Oh boy. So, what's your favorite holiday and why?
Mm, I think it's a combination between Halloween and Christmas. Preferably, I like to describe it as the spirit of it rather than the capitalistic aspect of it. Like, yes, children love the aspect of going trick or treating on Halloween or waiting for their Christmas presents under the tree or whatever holiday they celebrate in the wintertime because all holidays are respected.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. But I like the spirit of it, of both of them. I like the spirit of Halloween, where it's like you entertain the ideas of the other realm, the aspects of mythological creatures that honestly could have been real at one point, but they've been faded into a different part of existence. And then this weird aspect where there's a soul man flying a sled of 12, I believe, reindeer flying through the sky to every single child in the world.
I
Which
do
slap.
I love the Christmas movies where they try and actually give like a rationale to how that is supposed to work. Uh, let's see, there like the Santa Claus, for example. I like the Santa Claus
Mm-hmm.
because they actually try and explain like a sort of logistical element, you could say, of how Santa actually does it, instead of just saying, "Oh, he just does it," and leaving it at that. I always like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It's very, very nice. I like the spirit of the holiday where it's like make sure that the people around you, not only family, but also friends and just the general people around you are taken care of.
yes.
Make sure that they have warm food or even a hot drink, a hot beverage of some form, blankets, something that will make them smile.
Christmas is a very selfless holiday. You have to give a piece of yourself to the people around you and make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you know that you're listening to them.
Mm-hmm. I
So
just don't like it when people expect presents. Like, don't expect a present. Don't expect a fucking gift.
oh
It's
no,
a nice thing.
yeah. I'm making sure that people are getting presents. Don't worry about that. But like you also it's also kind of tricky, I think, as you get older, because if you're buying for older people especially, generally everybody has everything they want already. And so
Mm-hmm.
you're like, I have to kind of reach in and figure out where they were talking about at some point, like go into the subconscious. Where were they going with this comment? What can I buy for
I
them?
I I I try to make things easier for people around. It's like if you have to buy something, buy an experience.
Yeah.
What I truly treasure is memories.
Mm-hmm.
Memories that could be given or memories that could be made.
Yes.
That's what matters the most.
It's interesting you said that, because I've been doing that for the last couple of years now, where I'll like take take my parents to see the Nutcracker, for example. Uh, un-
Oh.
Unfortunately, you do get what you pay for, and last year they didn't have a live band there, which was I was ticked.
Oh, not the orchestra. It's like a no live orchestra. Damn.
Anyway, uh, do you have any superstitions?
Hmm. I believe everything has a spirit of some form. When I say spirit, I do not mean like a holy ghost or whatever,
Yeah.
but I believe the spirit of people, and I believe the small things, the unreal court, the Sealies, the fairies.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that we all came up with the idea of what fairies or some of these spirits could be like.
Mm-hmm.
And how is it that multiple cultures, some of them as far as ancient history, who has barely, if not never interacted with each other, have such similarities in some of these mythological creatures and spirits and fairies and stuff like that, that they exist across all these different cultures that have never interacted on this, but they all have very giant similarities too. So I do believe that they exist. They are out there,
Hmm.
but they are in like little minute details that we never truly expect. And I think it also pairs with a lot of the somewhat scientific rationale when it comes to like climate change and stuff like that. But to me, I see it as we did not treat the spirits around us with the respect that they're supposed to be given, treating the environment around us the respect that needs to be given. The air, the plants, the water, they all have a spirit in mind.
Out of curiosity, obviously, uh, you would probably say that these things are around us all the time. Have you had any encounters with them?
I distinctly remember when I was 5. There was this little cove that us little children back in kindergarten that we called Fairy Cove. It would be these small tree trunks and a little arched cove that we would just sit in. And I remember it was a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
It was particularly sunny, but it was also a brisk morning. It was recess, and as a kindergartner, there was very few things for us to do. But we were able to have a water fountain, stuff like that. And I found a small bottle cap. There was like this scatter of flowers that aren't normally there. there's no plants or flowers that could possibly exist around, but it was particularly there on the tree trunk. So I brought over this little small bottle cap of water and brought over and placed it with around the flowers. And I thought I saw a hand pop out behind one of the flowers as I was pulled away to go back inside. But explained to me how that bottle cap turned empty by the time I got out, and no wildlife was nearby.
It's really interesting.
But I was like, maybe they are real. Maybe it was just a fervid imagination of my childhood. But it'd be a fun little thing to imagine that they are existing out there.
I personally would like to believe that the things that I would like to believe that the things around us are more complicated than we can necessarily understand. That there are things beyond our rationale, our ability to rationalize. I think that'd be very nice. What's the latest you ever stayed at a party?
Till the next morning that we all went out for breakfast.
Nice.
What kind of party? Don't ask.
No need to ask.
There's no need to know.
What happens in Vegas?
Stays in Vegas.
Do you ever get lost while going home?
Yes. Every day. I am what you would say directionally handicapped in all directions. I have gone backwards on Google Maps before. And even though it's so simple to follow a line, sometimes it's hard to actually follow said line.
Oh boy. Did you ever get lost anywhere interesting?
I ended up in a garden one time, and then I was able to find my way home.
But like a person's backyard garden, or like a city garden, or
Honestly, I don't remember, but it was a garden. So I guess that's up to the public's imagination of whether or not it was a public or someone else's garden.
do you collect anything?
Yes. Stitch.
Like as in the Lilo and Stitch variety?
Yes. I have little small figurines. I got plushies, keychains, pins. I got a dress, onesie, plushies, headband, shot glass, mug, cup, plate, silverware, straws, straw decorations, bags, many bags, apron, towels. What else? Many things.
I remember I saw that movie at the drive-in. Have you ever been to a drive-in?
I've seen drive-ins, but I haven't actually been.
Yeah. When I was a little kid and that movie came out, I saw it at the drive-in. They had like a triple feature thing, and so we'd go in and we'd pay for one car and see 3 movies, and it was awesome. Yeah. And I won't lie to you, I am surprised that little guy has had the staying power that he has. But people love their Stitch. I still see him around in stores, and I'm like, God, that movie is like 20 years old now. Have they tried to do a remake since then? I don't know.
They're gonna do a live action one.
Ah.
And I remember the first render that they made of it, the public did not like it. I did not like that. That was not Stitch. And then they brought the actual Stitch out of, I believe, recently this year from D23, or was it D50? I forget. but the Disney convention that they always have where it's very exclusive invites. And they revealed the Stitch that's becoming soon. And I was like, yes! It was actually Stitch and all of his fuzzy glory.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear they're doing justice to to the little gremlin alien.
Mm-hmm.
And my final question: what smell reminds you of home?
It's a combination of different smells.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's a smell in the morning where the dewdrops have just formed. The sun is rising. You smell the grass. You smell cherry blossom trees. You smell in the distance a ranch with all the horses nearby. You smell the dust in the far off, dry parts of the land. You smell the pine in the air from all the other pine trees.
Mm-hmm.
And you just smell the wind, just carrying all the various scents.
Mm. That's pretty nice. So that's all I have for today.
Ah.
First of all, thank you very much for coming out. I do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're watching this interview right now, there will be links to DJFira's Twitch and Twitter, X, whatever, in the description. So be sure to check her out. And that's about it. I was your host, Jack Jinseki, and joining me today was DJFira.
Let's go.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.